So let's go through and dive deep in system design questions. So there would be two important categories for system design question. Number one, how would you design a system? That system can be the app, can be the web, can be the whole system. And number two, what happens when you action on system, when you need something from the system, when you want to watch something on the system, write something, read. So all of them would be the action, right? So we talked about interview expectations. We need to break down, analyze complex systems, and solve the design problem in an organized manner. So we talked about all of these five. I just put it here as the strategy. So have it in them on a piece of paper, or make sure you have it in mind when you want to practice. When today we want to go through some questions together. So always make sure that you have these clear plan strategy in front of you. And really important note, make sure you engage interviewer as much as possible. By engagement, I wouldn't really ask the interviewer to confirm me in terms of having a correct answer or not. So I wouldn't ask, if literally I wouldn't ask, do you think this is correct? What do you think about? I wouldn't really ask about if that's correct or not. I would ask, does it make sense to you? Is it cool so far? Are we on the right track in your mind? Do you think that I picked this topic for design? Are you interested in other topic, or it's fine with you? When you state your assumptions, right? And always verify that if you're on the right track, but not in terms of showing that, oh, you're the student and the interviewer is a professor or teacher, right? It's like colleague to colleague, peer to peer. But your interview, he or she will be interviewer. That's fine. Cool. So the question as interview for the system design is design YouTube. How would you design YouTube? So what would be the first step? The first step is clarify and understand. This is the way, and it's not the only right questions, right? But I mean, a good version of the sample question that I would ask. So we covered this part. Do we want to launch globally or in the US? Do you want code or system architecture? Right? What device type do we need to support? Can I assume these full length videos only? What level of load do we need to handle? Right? Do you know we do have shorts? We do have like live videos, right? So we do have many things happening right now within YouTube, and we need to track it down, and we need to narrow it down to one simple feature or application that we want to use for today's system design question. If that makes sense to you. So let's say we are asking, do we want to launch globally? So the answer is no. We are launching not just for US, that for global. So that no was for the US, right? So we are launching globally. And this is, I would say, this is the case for most of the questions that we need architecture first and then code later, right? So rarely they would ask code first. So they want to know if you can design the architecture. And then for the devices, desktop and mobile. So it seems these two devices would be the interest. No stories, no live or shorts. So that would be only full length videos. And we can assume the current load. So it seems global load for the YouTube. So the second step is we need to specify actions. So going back to the clarifying questions, a couple of important things. make sure that clarifying questions that wouldn't take more than 5 minutes. If that would be necessary to go for more time to be clear, and you think that would be a must question to ask, that's fine, go ahead. But I see some of the interviewees that they spend like 10 to 15 minutes on clarifying stuff, and honestly, that would be not interesting for the interviewer, because first of all, you don't have enough time to go through the design question in more details, and second of all, that uh, sometimes it's just asking more questions back to back, making the interviewer that you don't know what to do, and you are just asking these questions because you're stressed out, or you want to take and buy some time. Okay, so keep in your mind and try to ask these questions in a priority manner. So ask the most important part for your system design, and this is not something as a one prescription that works for all of the questions. So if you do have another a specific system design question, you should ask some other questions, right? Not only these questions will be correct for them. So let's say we want to specify the actions. So that's the part that you can define and confirm with the interviewer, or sometimes the interviewer giving you some actions as specific actions. So let's say user can browse a video feed, users can search for the videos, user can watch videos, and users can upload videos. So do you remember we talked about customers and we said creative content creators or end users? So it seems upload can be considered for end users, right? So we are saying the users can browse, search, watch, and upload videos. So if there are specified actions, or I specify them myself, so I need to assume and I need to confirm it with my interviewer. So I'm going to skip notifications. I'm going to skip social features like liking, commenting, sharing. I would skip recommending a recommendation engine, that AI machine behind the scene, uh, stalking all of us every day, right? So I would skip that, and I won't cover that in my system design. Is it fine with you as an interviewer? So these are some kind of communication with your interviewer. Make sure that your assumptions are right. Or sometimes the interviewer said, "No, I want you to cover the social features," and that's the main purpose of the system design. Okay, that's important, because that interviewer comes sometimes with the assumption that today's system design, based on the question that he prepared and the answer sheet that he had, sometimes is all about the social features of YouTube. Even the question was really vague and general, right? So sometimes that would be more specific later on during the question, and they ask that generic or general question on top as the first question, to understand how you would narrow down. Do you cover other components, other features, and then later asking you about a specific feature? So we said let's scope it down because we want to solve it in 30 minutes, 45 minutes. So let's say I need these ones, a search, watch, upload. I need to manage the current YouTube load. Sometimes they would give us 300 million users today, or you can just assume that it doesn't need to be the number. You can just say, okay, the current YouTube load globally. Like I would consider that. Then you need to have regional deployment for supporting global customers, and you should have media management solution support multiple devices, and by devices we mean desktop and mobile phones. So This is the part that is coming inside your mind and you can share with the interviewer. So thinking loud. So you said, I'm wearing the hat of interview. Okay. You said you need to provide this capability for the user to search, watch, and upload the videos. So for that, I need to have a database and file storage. So I need to manage the current load, about 300 daily active users. So I need to have load balancers and something for caching. Uh, for deployment to support global customers, there's a lot of traffic going on. So I need to have a traffic manager. And for media management solution to support several devices, I need to have CDN, the Content Delivery Network. Okay, so you remember earlier we talked about some concept AI, machine learning, similar for system design. So if you're not really familiar with load balancer or content delivery network, rarely they ask you define the content delivery network for me, right? But you as the interviewee and future as a product manager in that team, you should know the basic concept of content delivery network with some examples in your mind. Okay, even there are rarely questions that asking you specifically define or specifically asking the question about CDNs. So these are my assumptions, and I need to communicate really well with the interviewer. So I don't need to worry about streaming services for live videos, not about messaging, AI, machine learning algorithm for recommendation. And these are the parts that you show your knowledge, your experience, your skills, that even you want me to do that, I know how to do that, and I know how to design that. But since this is out of scope for this interview, so I won't cover that. Then other assumptions that you can think of, like reporting, identity management, or logging, service operations as well.